Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Thursday night. I'm Dustin Caldwell, and tonight it's another championship night here at Lanier National Speedway. As Tuesday, we had the Callaway Investment Street Stocks, and tonight the Button Box Shop Super Series with the super late models taking on this track, and again for 200 laps of championship race action. We've got a lot of festivities coming your way here this evening. We're going to have some interview with the top three drivers in the series points. But right now, we're going to go to playing of the national anthem, and we'll be back in just a moment. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this lovely, lovely Thursday evening as we're about to go ready racing here at Lanier National Speedway for 200 laps of Super Late Model Championship Racing. Talking about the series here tonight, the Button Box Shop Super Series, if that ain't the biggest tongue twister for you. It's going to be a great racing. We've seen some great racing all season long, and tonight expect no different here. We've got a very competitive lineup. All the drop weeks have been factored in. One of the things we've been talking with the last couple of weeks, where are the wild cards lying? What are the drop weeks looking like? They've all been factored in here tonight. And right now, joining me in third overall in the series points, about 16 points back behind the series points leader, Derek Robinson, driver of the number 8 machine. He's going to join me and talk a little bit about it. A lot of pressure on your shoulders here tonight, Derek, but you're known to be a very clean, physical, hard-charging driver out there on the field. What is your thoughts about tonight's race?
Well, I just got here and run my race. Usually run really well here. I have since I've been on the service. For whatever reason, it just fits my style. But I just come out and be patient and stay out of trouble, obviously, because if I get in any trouble, it's really just going to screw me over having any chance of winning the championship, and it's a long shot as is. So I need some things to go my way tonight, and don't wish bad luck on anyone, but I can just use the little good luck on my side.
Well, definitely looking forward to some great racing out of that 8 machine. Definitely a car that had the opportunity to win last year at this track, and I know you guys had the last minute pit decision at the same time that last race caution had come out. Unfortunately, Bill Martin ended up taking the win there. So I know you probably definitely tonight got that pit crew under control, even though tonight they're not going to be taking tires. So I guess that is a great, and it's kind of like the good, the bad, and the ugly with it. Do you think this car is going to handle really well, closer to that 200 lap mark?
Well, last year I was pulling away, on Bill, and we were from the whole field basically, and until the very end. And he started catching me a little bit, but it was just, I was about in my time. Hell, I had like an 8-9 second lead. So this thing's good for the long haul, especially just trying out there. And car loosens up a little bit, but mine starts out snug. They always do. I always like them a little snug in the beginning. So I expect good things tonight. Should be able to pass pretty good here. Should see some 2-3 wide racing, so it should put on a good show.
All right, well, best of luck to you in your hunt for a championship here this Thursday night. Appreciate your time there, Derek.
All right, thanks, bud.
All right, folks, there you have it. Derek Robinson coming in, giving his perspective on what he expects for tonight's race. And this guy that we're going to talk to next was in the 73 machine Tuesday night. Matt Cucker joins us. He's back in the 73 yet again here in the super late model. So same track, different vehicle, Matt, and 2 different nights. And you're going to log 400 laps like some of these guys out here. What are your thoughts with the knowledge you gained in the street stock on Tuesday night? Will that play a factor in how you race here this Thursday in the super late model?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're going to be searching all around for grip after about, I'd say, 20, 25 laps. The groove is probably going to move up, and you'll see a bunch of guys down to the apron. I'm hoping I'll be able to run the apron because it is a quicker way around, but we'll find out. I mean, don't know what it's going to do until all the cars hit that mark, and we'll see what happens.
Definitely talking just like Derek Robinson. You're known to be a good, clean, hard-charging racer. How does the car handle so far with these hot laps? Is it coming into where you want it to be, or do you feel like you're going to be fighting with it all night?
The car's feeling there. I mean, it is feeling a little bit tighter than I want it to, but I'm hoping the longer we go on the run, the track will loosen up with all the rubber that gets laid down. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's all a shot in the dark because nobody knows how much rubber will be laid down by the end of the race. So we'll see what happens.
Well, best of luck to you, Matt. A runner-up in the series points right now, 9 points behind Matt Rolfe, the series points leader. So definitely got a guy behind you that has a shot to win it. So it'll be a fun night of good racing, and hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of this one.
Hopefully. See you then.
There you have it, folks. The number 73 of Matt Cucker tonight, one of the drivers in the hunt for the championship. And we're going to go live now with the guy who's yet again atop of the whole series. And I say yet again because on Tuesday night, I believe he came away with the championship in the Street Stock Series. How you doing tonight, Matt?
Yeah, so far so good. How are you?
Good, good. Looking for another championship here in the same week. And April has just been your month. I mean, you've gotten 2 victories out of the last 3 races in this series alone. And tonight, you're in the hunt for a championship. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I've been on quite the roll here lately, which has been nice. I've always felt like I've been a top 10 car, but it's nice I've been picking up a lot of top 5s here lately, and those couple wins definitely played a big role into where I'm sitting here in the points tonight. So, yeah, I got a very small cushion behind me to back to Matt Cucker and Derek. So there'll be 3 of us out here battling here tonight. It's a long race though, 200 laps, so just got to settle in here early on and see how it plays out towards the end of the race. I'm hoping we don't. Well, I guess I wouldn't mind if we went 200 laps green flag like we did the other night, but I'm sure we'll see a couple cautions here, which will bunch everything up and make it pretty exciting.
Definitely looking forward to some great racing again. Sem-Auto Racing Association always putting down high caliber racing, and that is a testament, a nod to the racing we saw Tuesday night. 200 laps, no cautions, folks. So expect a good quality racing here tonight. And, you always have that window for a couple of cautions out there. Guys just trying to get their cars figured out. There's a lot more horsepower than we've seen in the street stock on Tuesday night. But, Matt, a lot of pressure on you here tonight. Like you said, you do have a little cushion. You got 2 guys back behind you looking to be the needle in the cushion and deflate your hopes at a championship. But, anything is possible. And how's the car feel during hot laps and qualifying? Did it feel good? Do you feel like you got it ready to where you want it to be?
Yeah, it feels pretty comfortable. Running the same exact setup we were in here last season when Derek dominated the race and then kind of just messed up at the end and lost the win there. But I got disconnected from that race early, so I was a few laps down. Never even had a shot at the win, but the car was fast all race, so didn't really change a whole lot with it. Going to run the same exact thing, and I think it's going to work out pretty good here. I think we'll see the groove widen out to be down on the apron and up into the second groove, so it should be some pretty good racing.
All right, well, best of luck to you, Matt, in the hunt for a championship in the super late models for the Button Box Shop Super Series, and we'll bring you back in after the race to talk a little bit about Heights Pride tonight. HeightsPride.com, the sponsor of this championship race here at Lanier National Speedway. But best of luck to you because we got about a few minutes remaining here, Matt. But just want to tell you best of luck tonight.
Yeah, 10-4, thanks a lot. And yeah, thanks to Heights Pride for the sponsorship tonight. Craig Pearson couldn't get his mic working, but he's out here on track racing, so you'll see him out there running some laps. So thanks to him, and we'll see you at the end of the race.
Well, there you have it, folks. Matt Rolfe, your series points leader for the Button Box Shop Super Series coming in tonight. Quick shout out to tonight's sponsors up there on the screen. The Button Box Shop, Charlie Kuzma out there on Facebook. Can't say enough about it. We talked about it all season. He provides custom button boxes for anybody who's looking for something as such in the simulation world. who wants to make the lives a little bit easier. Got a lot of guys out here in the race simulation world who use the button box to get that true NASCAR simulator feel. We're going to push a button to start their car and all that. So, folks, check them out on Facebook, the Button Box Shop. Tonight's sponsor for quality sheepskin and leather products. They are the premier sponsor out there. And I got cut off on my sponsors. So, HeightsPride.com, Deed Satellite Security, The Car Show, Dunleavy's Truck and Trailer Repair, Area 52 Designs, Callaway Investments, Lions International, Toxic Media Solutions, JVM Racing, and Tundra Super Late Models are your sponsors. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the grid a little bit quicker than I expected, so let's get down there and see where your cars are at here tonight. So it was a 9-car invert here tonight for your championship race at Lanier National Speedway. We saw an 8-car Tuesday night. Tim Bills both having the fast times. He'll be starting back in 9th. Trevor Edwards will be starting up front of that first row. To the outside of him will be the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr., who we know saw was a very dominant car in the street stock. As we look to that second row, Ty Spearman, David Krikorian are in row number 2. Inside of row number 3 and running out the top 5, the number 10 of Colin Allman. To the outside will be the 87 of Derek Holzhausen. Row number 4 is going to see Matt Cucker, Ty Majeski here tonight, the 3-time Midwest ARCA Series champion. Tim Bills and Matt Rolfe, all your top 3 in the top 10, and that rounds out your top 10. Looking on back, Jeremy Adams, Matthew Eddy, John Leidy, Clay Snyder, Craig Pearson, Devin Rogers, Mark Warrior, Derek Robinson, Evan Osborne, Scott Dunlap through 20, and Russell Berry here tonight will round out your 21-car field for the Super Late Models. So we are ready to go racing. Got the 1-to-go signal. 200 laps to come your way here this Thursday night. And ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Sim Auto Racing Association, the Button Box Shop Super Series, we are ready to go racing for 200 laps of Super Late Model Championship. As the pace car makes its way into the pits, here we go. Green flag flies, and we're off to the race. And here's a look at your race leader, the 32 of Trevor Edwards, out front. As we're working around lap number 2, him and Schaefer Jr. Keep an eye on that 6 car. He won here Tuesday night, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be a strong one in the Super Late Model. Back in third, Ty Spearman, just ahead of the 10 of Allman as they come through the backstretch into that third turn. Single file action out of your top 8. Krikorian back there looking to the inside of Cucker. The 87 of Holzhausen back there behind him. Tim Bills and Matt Rolfe going at it back here with Majeski behind him as they roll through turn number 4 into the front stretch towards that 5th lap. Single file action yet again. Up front, here comes Edwards into lap number 6, and right behind him the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. Putting up a fight early on. And again, folks, no tires changes here tonight. If they have to go down pit road, it's for fuel only or even a little bit of repair. But there is no tires to be taken here this Thursday night. Ty Spearman in third. Matt Cucker right there with him coming into the backstretch. The 73 machine trailing behind the 92 as they roll through the 4th turn into the front stretch. Take a look at David Krikorian trying to track down the 10 of Colin Allman just ahead as they work the lower groove. Out of turn number 2 through the backstretch into the 3rd turn. Krikorian looking to the inside, nothing doing. He's going to stay right behind the 10 machine. And now Ty Majeski taking a peek and a little bit of bump and run action on the 5 of Rolfe through turn 2, but he did check up. So Ty Majeski now back there behind the 5 of Rolfe. That number 5 machine is the car to keep an eye on. He's atop of the series points with a 9-point lead. He's got to be able to come away with a victory, or at least finish ahead of his adversaries. And again, we told you at the beginning, Matt Cucker who currently is running up in the top 4. And now Majeski's going to look to the inside. He's going to try and force Matt Rolfe up the track. He's taking a peek to the inside. He's going to get there in 1. Down underneath the 5, and now Majeski and Rolfe are going to be side by side through 2 as they work their way out of the backstretch. And around turns 3 and 4 in the 91 of Ty Majeski now up into 9th. Rolfe falls back to 10th. Matt Cucker, this guy right here, the 73 machine, up into 3rd as he got around the 92 of Ty Spearman at the time we were watching Majeski and Rolfe. This is the car who is 9 points back in the series points behind Rolfe. Rolfe's running 10th. So Matt Cucker now setting it up as the first caution flag comes out heading into lap number 15. And it looks like Devin Rogers there off of turn 4 is going to be involved in this caution. We'll roll back the replay camera here tonight for your first caution. So following Devin Rogers, back behind him, the 41 machine of Evan Osborne. Osborne, one of the newer drivers to the series in the Mobile 1 car, just gets right into the back of Rogers, dumps him coming off that 4th turn, and Rogers will get spun around. And because they were antsy to get to the grid tonight, here's a look at the race information, folks. Here in Brazelton, we got 77 degrees in the air, 52% humidity, clear skies, and a matching 77 degrees down there on the pavement. That's what these guys are taking on here at Lanier National Speedway. 14 laps complete before the first caution flag come out tonight. Tim Bills, the winner of the Dean Satellite and Security Pole Award, had the fast time and again started 9th. He's currently running up in 8th position, right in front of Ty Majeski. Here's a look at your race summary. 17 laps now complete, 1 caution on the night, no lead changes. Current running top 5 as it stands is Edwards, Schaefer Jr., Cucker, Spearman, and Ullman. And a special shout out tonight to Ryan Eckstein of Eckstein Cameras, providing us with these beautiful camera views. Always a pleasure to have Eckstein Cameras in the house each and every broadcast. There's a nice look at the track, folks, as we get rolled over by the Super Lates. Here we go. Trevor Edwards will take us back to green on lap number 20 as the pace car now makes its way down pit road. Here we go. He gets on the throttle. Green flag flies. We're back to the race. And Edwards leads the herd through turns 1 and 2. Schaefer Jr. back there in 2nd. Cucker now in 3rd again, trailing behind the 6th machine, what he did Tuesday night. Ty Spearman and Holzhausen going at it back there as Holzhausen to the inside of Spearman. Majeski trying to get there and shut the door on the 92 machine as they go through that 3rd turn, now into turn number 4 here on lap 22. Holzhausen will clear Spearman. Spearman's going to come down in the lower groove right in front of Majeski. Tim Bills having a little side-by-side action with David Krikorian back behind him as they roll through turns 3 and 4. Rolfe to the high side. I believe that is the 89 of Jeremy Adams. Jeremy Adams to the inside of Rolfe. And it looks like Bills has Krikorian cleared into 3. Krikorian was looking to the inside, but Tim Bills shut the door on him. Soon to be 25 laps complete as they roll through into the front stretch. Trevor Edwards has a quarter-second lead over Joe Schaefer Jr. Matt Cucker about 6/10 off your race leader back in 3rd. Ty Spearman still trying to catch the 87 of Derek Holzhausen. Ty Majeski trying to get up into the top 5 here tonight. He's back in 7th, right on the bumper of Ty Spearman as he come out of turn number 4. still side by side. Jeremy Adams and Matt Rolfe, and Jeremy Adams was climbing up the track, nearly hit the 5 car. Rolfe swings wide. He's got a nice run on the outside lane, and he may just clear Adams. Had a good run off the 4th turn, but nothing doing here. The lower groove fights his way back, and how about this? Derek Robinson, 3rd overall in points, back there behind Jeremy Adams in the lower groove, and Rolfe just can't losing my words, cannot clear the 89 in the front stretch, but he does it in the back stretch. So Adams, I think, gave a little head nod there to the 5 of Rolfe, and now Robinson is going to come up to the inside of Adams. Oh, they're looking to make this one a show as the 3rd in points, now behind the series points leader. 2nd overall in points is up here in 3rd tonight. And our 2nd caution flag comes out yet again. And a 3 of Clay Snyder involved in this caution flag. Let's go back and take a look. So Snyder behind Dunlap. Just overdrives it coming off the 4th turn, and right up into the wall he goes. And that'll be our 2nd caution flag here this Thursday night. So again, folks, however you're getting us this Thursday night, whether it's out there on iRacing Live, Facebook Live, YouTube, or even Twitch TV, we thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network and our coverage of the HeightsBrite.com Championship 200 here at Lanier National Speedway, closing out the race season on the Button Box Shop Super Series. Current leader Trevor Edwards here tonight got the pole position out of the 9-car invert. He's had 2 top 5s this season, 7 top 10s overall, and 32 laps led out of the 1,234 laps this car has logged this season. Lights come off the base car. We're going to be back green on lap number 38. Edwards to take us there. Here we go, the pace car through 3, now into 4. We'll dive down into pit road. There it goes, and now Edwards sees the green flag. We're back to the race on lap 38. It's a fight up front. Schaefer Jr. holding the outside line, but for how long? Because Cucker is looking to get up there and lead some laps, and now Edwards fighting back on the lower groove is sticking with it. And a little checkup and a bump and rub. The 73 of Matt Cucker really had nowhere to go as Schaefer Jr. was trying to come down in the lower groove. And he ended up getting a little bit of a physical touch there with the 73 of Matt Cucker. Ty Majeski now fighting. He's up into the top 5, but he's fighting hard with the 87 of Derek Holzhausen, who's just to the outside. David Krikorian, the 66 Exalta machine, back there behind the side-by-side action, looking on. Now looking to the inside of Holzhausen as they come out of turn number 2 here on lap 42. The 91 of Majeski is going to clear Holzhausen coming off of 4. He's now into the top 5 here tonight. Keep an eye on this 91 machine. 3-time ARCA Midwest champion. He's a Roush Fenway development driver, folks. That is the real deal right there. Have to keep an eye on him as he's really hard charging and now looking to put some pressure on Colin Ullman. Holzhausen Losing a little bit off the pace as he's going to have a push heading into 3. Right behind him is Ty Spearman. And now Derek Robinson is going to get by Holzhausen. Rolf looking past the yellow line to get by him. He's to the inside of Ty Spearman here on lap 45 as they roll through turns 3 and 4. Rolf back there behind Holzhausen, currently sitting in 10th position. Definitely needs to get up into the top 5 to have a shot at it now because these drivers, Robinson, the 8 machine, is in 3rd. Matt Cucker, ladies and gentlemen, right up here with the top 3, right behind the 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. As they roll through into the front stretch off of turn number 4 into lap 48. Trevor Edwards, 47 laps led now out of the whole race. Been up front since he got that invert. Ty Majeski now into 4th. He was able to get around the 10 of Colin Ullman. And he starts to reel in the 73 of Matt Cucker. David Krikorian back behind Ullman. Looking to the inside, Robinson as well. Robinson is going to look to the inside in 1 and 2. He's down on the apron through that second turn. And Ullman getting a little bit of a bump from the 66 back behind him. Typically, folks, when a guy gets a bump, a friendly nudge that you're seeing, that lets you know that the guy behind you is a little bit quicker and he wants by you. Either let him by or he's going to move you. And good sportsmanship here by Colin Ullman to recognize that the 66 is a little bit quicker, but he's going to make him work for it as he stays on the outside groove here of Krikorian through 3 and 4 here on lap 52. And actually, it looks like it's working well for him. He's really fighting on that outside line. He's actually getting out in front of Krikorian there through the backstretch. Schaefer Jr. only 0.2 of a second back behind Trevor Edwards as they roll into the backstretch here on lap 54. Matt Cucker looking to the outside as Schaefer Jr. needs a victory tonight. If he gets a victory, we got a slow-moving car down there. It is Michael Baxter. Down there in the front stretch, may have spun out. No caution flag came out. But talking about Matt Cucker, now the caution flag's going to fly. And Colin Ullman, the number 10, got involved in this one, and this is what we were talking about. Slower cars getting moved, but we'll have to go back and see exactly what was the cause of the 3rd caution to come out here tonight. And it's Russell Berry, not Michael Baxter. Russell Berry in number 4, and I believe Krikorian, a little too cautious of the car down on the apron, was trying to avoid him, thinking he was coming back up onto the track, and ended up getting into the side of Colin Ullman and turning him. So the number 10 of Ullman, victim of circumstance on the outside of the 66, will get spun around and have a little bit of damage there on that car. Fortunately, will be relegated to the back of the field out of that. Now coming down pit road, and will begin a quick repair there on his car. Let the crew work on it before it coming back out of the track. And again tonight, Ullman cannot take tires down on pit road. It is just merely either fuel and repairs down there on pit road. So here's a look at the race summary after 58 complete. 3 total cautions, no lead changes. Current running top 5 is Trevor Edwards, Joe Schaefer Jr., Matt Cucker, Ty Majeski, and David Krikorian. And the lights come off the pace car on lap 60. Trevor Edwards will take us back to green. A very strong number 6 car of Joe Schaefer Jr., though, has got to worry about that 73 car on the inside. Pace car into turn number 3 will work its way to that 4th turn. There it goes. Ready to dive it off. There it goes. Green flag flies. We're back to the race. Trevor Edwards working that lower groove through 1 and 2 here on lap 62, leads them all the way into turn number 3. Joe Schaefer Jr. back behind him, about a car length behind the numbers 32. Jumping back and taking a look at Holzhausen and Robinson. Two Derricks not making a right here in turns 1 and 2 as they're fighting side by side with your fast qualifier back behind them, the 37 of Tim Bills. In that H&H Sign and Supply Super Late Model, beautiful looking paint scheme. Holzhausen now to the inside of Robinson as they go through turns 1 and 2 here on lap 64. And these two guys are fighting hard. Robinson to the outside, and again, talking about it all night long. Third overall in points, 16 points behind Matt Rolfe, who is now, ladies and gentlemen, currently running 15th. Robinson needs to get up into that top 5 and face Cucker. Robinson will more than likely need a victory here tonight as well. Side-by-side action continues between Derek Robinson and Derek Holzhausen. Now Tim Bills comes up to the high side. May have seen something out of that 8 machine, but he's going to come back down low in turns 1 and 2. Ty Spearman back behind Tim Bills. Bills currently sitting in 8th position as the two guys ahead just battling for that 6th slot. Jumping back out front, and now Matt Cucker. Ladies and gentlemen, the 73 of Matt Cucker to the outside of Joe Schaefer Jr. in the battle for second. Schaefer Jr. down to the inside, but this outside line is opening up now. They expect to see more drivers working it as a lot of rubber's been laid down in that lower groove. As we see the side-by-side action continue here on lap 70. The 73 of Matt Cucker to the outside of the 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. Can he clear up? He will out of the front stretch into 1. So Matt Cucker tonight, ladies and gentlemen, started 7th on the grid. 9 points behind your series points leader, now 2nd. Your series points leader is running in the top 15. And Matt Rolfe currently in 13th position, outside the top 10. It's going to make things interesting here for the 73 car. He comes away with a victory. I believe he has the championship tonight. So keep an eye on this 73 car, folks. Back behind Schaefer Jr., Ty Majeski. Majeski, a partial racer in the Sim-Auto Racing Association as he races full-time in real life. Outside the sim world, if you call it. Caution flag comes out for the 4th time here tonight. And as we look around the track, trying to find exactly what brought it out. Not exactly sure, folks. We'll follow the 69 of Craig Pearson here. Pearson, the sponsor from HeightsPride.com. Give this 69 car a little bit of airtime. I believe it may have been the 41 machine of Evan Osborne, but not too sure on this one. That is where the caution had come out. So no, it was not the 41. And I believe it, judging by the sound of the 88, I believe it was Matthew Eddy involved in that one. So fortunately, our replay window has closed, so Matthew Eddy is going to be clocked with that 4th caution as we now see him back at the back of the field, relegated to the back, usually a symbol of who caused the caution. Here's a look at your top 5. Edwards, Cucker, Schaefer Jr., Majeski, and Krikorian. Pretty much the same, just with a little position shift there. As Majeski is now into 4th. Schaefer Jr. falls back to 3rd as Matt Cucker's in 2nd. they roll into lap 80. The lights come off the Mustang iRacing pace car. Trevor Edwards, 79 laps led since the initial green. Average start for the 32s back in 10th position, but tonight looking dominant up front, holding off these hungry drivers. Here we go. Pace car into the fourth turn. Will dive into the pits. Ready to go back green. There's the green flag. We're back to the race. And now Matt Cucker sees the 6 of Schaefer Jr. to the inside. Does he stay up high or will he come down and block the 6? He's going to come down. Ty Majeski to the outside of Schaefer Jr. The 91 machine trying to get by him. We've seen some outside passing here tonight. Getting closer to the halfway point of tonight's championship race as they're rolling on into lap number 84, 83 now complete. Schaefer Jr. got past as Ty Majeski moves into third. Through turns 3 and 4, and now David Krikorian looking to the inside. Tim Bill's your fast qualifier back there in 6th, just outside the top 5. Behind him is the 3rd overall in points. That is Derek Robinson. This is how competitive it's going to get. Robinson has known to be very dominant at the track, but if you take a look at the front of that car, he's got some damage. Just got to wonder how that's going to come into factor as these laps progress. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a new race leader. The 73 of Matt Cucker takes over the race lead on lap 87. He's credited with the first lap led of the night and will now clear the 32 of Trevor Edwards. He's 9 points coming into the race behind Matt Rolfe, your series points leader, and will need a victory tonight. And already towards the halfway point of tonight's race, on par with where he needs to be when that checkered flag flies. Ty Majeski getting closer to the 32 of Edwards. The 66 of Krikorian back behind Majeski is feeling the pressure from the 37 of Bills, who's going to look to the inside. He's going to force the 66 up the track, and now will clear him out of turn number 4. Tim Bills, your fast qualifier, now into 4th position here tonight. Trying to hook up behind him is the 8 of Derek Robinson. Schaefer Jr. has fallen outside the top 5. He's currently running in 7th, who started 2nd on the grid tonight. Ty Spearman, another partial racer, currently running 8th, called Ty Spearman Mr. Irwindale. And now Robinson looking to get by the 66 of Krikorian. Robinson now into the top 5 on the night. Driver who started, look at that, ladies and gentlemen, living up to what this guy's all about, hard charging out of this 8 car. He started 18th on the grid, now up into the top 5 before the halfway point of tonight's race. He is going to be a factor as this race goes on. Do not count out the 3rd overall in points, 16 points behind Matt Rolfe. Matt Cucker crossing the start-finish line will now move into double digits of laps led here at Lanier. 10 laps led for the 73. Trevor Edwards now can feel the breath of Ty Majeski on him as they head into turns 1 and 2. Majeski looking to the inside. Still trying to figure on an inside or outside lane. Inside obviously is going to be the easiest route to go, forcing the guy up the track. We've seen a lot of drivers do it here tonight, but Matt Cucker, one of the few drivers out on this track able to pass on the outside. Edwards actually working his way back to the race leader as they head into lap 99. Single file action, but now Tim Bills looking to the inside of Majeski. He's trying to work there. Not quite going to have it the next time by. Will be the halfway point of tonight's race. Bills working the inside of the 91. Here comes Tim Bills, your fast qualifier. Forcing Majeski to the high side as the caution flag comes out. for the halfway point of tonight's race. And a fearless pace car driving right through the wall. So the caution flag coming out exactly at the halfway point of tonight's race for these super late models. Here's a look at the race summary. 101 laps complete, 1 lead change, 5 total cautions. Your current top 5 is Cucker, Edwards, Majeski, Bills, and Robinson. Every caution flag helping out. Now Matthew Eddy, the lucky dog, the number 88 machine up to the high side, will get a lap back. From 18th all the way up to 4th, Derek Robinson, the number 8 car, is going to be the one to watch. Or scratch, excuse me. 18th to 5th, ladies and gentlemen, as I correct myself there. But Derek Robinson has more on the line than the 73 of Matt Cucker. Obviously, if either of these drivers pick up a victory, it definitely will help. And I believe in Cucker's case, a victory will secure him the championship, being only 9 points back. But we'll have to figure out the math with Derek Robinson. Matt Rolfe now back into the top 10. He's up in 9th. As we're ready to go racing, the lights off the pace car. We're going to be back green on lap 106. Matt Cucker to take us back to the green as the pace car rolls into the 4th turn. Now into the pits. Green flag flies. We're back to the race. As they roll through the front stretch, Matt Cucker out in front of Trevor Edwards, but Majeski and Bill's going at it, and this time Majeski's to the inside of Bill's. He's going to hold on to the 3rd position slot coming off of the 4th turn. He's got the nose over Bill's, so he'll stay in 3rd, trying to clear him out of turn number 2. Robinson and Schaefer Jr. side by side. Robinson diving deep into that 3rd turn, trying to pick up some real estate behind Bill's. Now Bill's with a little bit of crossover, but he's not going to be able to get there as Majeski shuts the door. Through turns 3 and 4, here they come into the front stretch. Robinson had a little bit of leg wiggle. Got a little loose. And still continuing to battle with Schaefer Jr. And against Joe Schaefer Jr., the dominant car. Folks, enough can't be said about the lead that this 6 machine had Tuesday night. Tuesday night, Joe Schaefer Jr. had a 10.5 second lead over this field in the street stocks. Unbelievable. And that's no small easy feat, just as we see David Krikorian give a little bump and shove to the aid of Derek Robinson. Matt Rolfe now making his way back behind. He's to the outside of Krikorian, trying to get to that 8 machine. This is how competitive it is, folks. That's the top 3, and around goes Majeski. Ty Majeski, not sure what happened there with the 91. Let's go back and take a look. So Tim Bills fighting with him. They ended up dumping Ty Majeski in turn number 1. Bills trying to get down there, and as we take a look, perfect angle here heading into turns 1 and 2, and you can see Tim Bills just underneath Ty Majeski trying to work him there, and that is not going to be the lap that causes the caution. We'll bring it back live, giving you an idea what's going to happen here this time around. And there's a little bump coming off 4. Majeski got loose, and that's what did it, folks, right there. So it isn't going to come in 1. And just a little bumper hook there off of turn 4 from Bills to Majeski. And he got that posse Ford turn around heading into turn number 1. So Majeski is going to fall back to 12th out of that mishap. Tim Bills will hold on to his position in 5th, which I figured would he had been relegated out of that one, causing the 91 to get loose. And again, a shout out to tonight's sponsors, folks. The Button Box Shop, the series sponsor, HeightsPride.com, your sponsor for the championship race here at Lanier. Dean Satellite Security has been a sponsor for the polls, the Car Show, Dunleavy's Truck and Trailer Repair, Area 52 Designs, Callaway Investments, Lions International, Toxic Media Solutions, JVM Racing, and Tundra Super Late Models. Lights off the pace car. We're ready to go back green on lap 119 here in this championship race. Pace car is going to find his way into the pits this time by. As he'll dive off the pits, there he goes. Matt Cucker to bring us back to the green. Green flag flies. And a bump and rub right there from Edwards and Schaefer Jr. Heading into the third turn, they really fought at it. And they're going to continue to fight side by side through 3 and 4 here on lap 120. 80 laps now remaining in this season. Who will bring home the victory? Can the guy right there up front, the 73 of Matt Cucker, come away with the championship? Looking to upset a double championship week for the number 5 of Matt Rolfe, who has just been electric throughout April. And now Edwards trying to get down. He's trying to get to the outside. Schaefer Jr. underneath them. Tim Bills underneath him as they go through the backstretch in the third turn. Edwards up to the high side. Robinson back behind Bills. Talking about Matt Rolfe. Got his first victory of the season at the Bull Ring back on March 30th. He won last week at Irwindale. Those 2 victories have propelled him to the top of the series in points. And Derek Robinson now looking to the inside of Trevor Edwards. A little side-by-side action. Robinson fighting to the inside of the 32. Talking about Derek Robinson, ladies and gentlemen. This driver this season, unbelievable job he has done fighting this car through, and he's probably, in the sim racing world, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's probably one of the best, if not the best, at hard charging in a super late model. I will stand by my words on that and tell you that this 8 machine doesn't always qualify the best, but he can hard charge his way through the field. Seen him come back shotgun in 24th position and take victory. That is how good this guy is to be able to move through the field. And Robinson, ladies and gentlemen, talking about it, he's got 2 wins this season. He's got a total of 6 top 5s, 8 top 10s. And out of his 10 starts this season, I believe he's got about trying to look, seeing if he scored a pole. I thought he scored a pole, but I was looking over and it was Derek Holzhausen who has the most poles this season. Derek Holzhausen has 4 total poles, and now seeing a little bit of action on the high side from the 20 of John Leidy, the Speedco Chevrolet up to the high side. Teammates with Josh Berry, who everybody got to see a few times this season in the Button Box Shop Super Series. races in the Cars Esport Tour, as well as the actual Cars Tour. So Schaefer Jr., Tim Bills up into the top three. Matt Cucker will pick up 50 laps led this time by as he comes through the front stretch. 50 laps led here for the 73. Matt Rolfe, how about this? The number 5 back up into 5th. And guess who's behind him? Derek Robinson. He's getting closer to the final 50 of the night and of the season. Just got word, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight that Colin Allman and Devin Rogers have both bowed out of the race. Cars moved off of the pits into the trailers. Rogers, of course, getting spun in the first caution of the night from the 41 of Evan Osborne. And Rolfe now looking to the inside of Edwards. These two drivers in the Street Stock Series Tuesday night were 1 and 2. Edwards was a few points back behind, I think 6 points back behind Matt Rolfe on Monday night. Or Tuesday night, excuse me. And now Rolfe looking to get underneath him. Not going to press the issue and cause an incident. He waits and slows up just a little bit. Trying to set up for an inside pass, if not an outside pass. Now he's just working the outside. Edwards doing a good job of protecting the inside from Rolfe. Still a good look as Matt Rolfe works the outside groove here on lap 144 of Trevor Edwards. Derek Robinson looks on. He's going to look to the high side as well. And how about this, ladies and gentlemen, to the outside, Matt Rolfe really working to get around the 32 of Trevor Edwards. Oh, and somebody hit the wall. I believe Tim Bills, your fast qualifier tonight, blew an engine here in lap 146. Tim Bills blew an engine. He is out of the race. And Matt Rolfe, excellent job passing on the outside. Now into third. We get a late race caution, ladies and gentlemen. Things are going to get interesting here at Lanier. As your top 3 in the points are in the top 5 here running tonight. Rolfe trying to get by Osborne, the 41 mobile machine. He's going to look to the inside. Matt Cucker now sees Mark Royer ahead. He's going to look to the outside. Royer should swing wide here in 3. Joe Schaefer Jr. still holding on to second. Not quite as dominant as he was in the street stock, as he follows the 73. And Joe Schaefer Jr., as we now look at Matt Cucker, crossing into the final 50 laps of tonight. Schaefer Jr. teammates with Matt Rolfe, who is now back behind him, as Rolfe goes to the inside. I believe that is Craig Pearson. 69 car, Pearson with Heights Pride tonight. And of course, Matt Rolfe running the Heights Pride logo on his car. You won't find more humble league administrator than this guy right here. Happy to run all of his sponsors on his car. He's done it throughout the season, and they are beautiful looking paint schemes. And it's getting down to the wire here for the Button Box Shop Super Series, folks. Who will take victory? Rolfe in third. Cucker leads it. Derek Robinson back in 5th behind Trevor Edwards. And if I know Derek Robinson, ladies and gentlemen, I believe he's saving a little bit, especially if there's going to be a late race caution. He's not going to push it. Just one season ago, this car, the number 8 machine of Derek Robinson, dominated at this track. Decided to go down. They had the option to take tires. He was anticipating on a late race caution. Just lost count of the laps, and when he went down pit road, there was an incident in turn 3, and it cost him the race, because the race finished under yellow, to which Bill Martin was out front when that caution flag flew. So looking for a little redemption here in Lanier tonight and a shot at the championship. He's going to look to the inside of Trevor Edwards. Rolf all by his lonesome in third. Krikorian now getting around Mark Royer. He's currently running in 6th position. Holzhausen, that is your fast qualifier on the year. And again, a total, I believe, 4 to 5 poles. Fast times he's won. He scored the Dean Satellite and Security Pole Award 4 or 5 times this year. And Matt Kucker now with 76 laps led as we're into the final 40. Laps winding down. Russell Berry, the number 4 machine, just ahead. Lap traffic for the 73, but he is checking out. Talking about lap times, his last go-around, we'll snag that for you. He's coming through the backstretch. We'll let you know what he's running, and I believe he's running pretty quick at this point. Hoping this thing will stay green as he crosses the start-finish line. Matt Kucker is running a 13.942. That was his last lap. It was a 14.046 out of Schaefer Jr., but the guy in third, Matt Rolfe, ran a 13.843, so he is running faster than Matt Kucker. And that time around, too, Matt Rolfe, 13.859 against the 13.932. So Matt Rolfe on the move, ladies and gentlemen. Now into second, going by his teammate, who refused to pass him on Tuesday. Because if Schaefer Jr. would have passed Matt Rolfe, he would have put him 1 lap down and possibly threw a wrench in the cogs at a championship in the street stocks in the Sportsman Series. And as we look on, the number 5 of Matt Rolfe, your series leader, now looking to throw the wrench in the cogs that are the hopes that this 73 of Matt Kucker is going to come away with a victory. And just as we talk about it, caution flag comes out. They're going to reel him up. So a caution flag does fly. And I'm not sure if Majeski was involved in this one or if it was Matthew Eddy or who it was. Let's roll back the replay camera and find out. So it was Pearson having a quick spin there in the 3rd and 4th turn that brought out this caution flag. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, the plot thickens here at Lanier as we get into the final 25 laps of this championship race. Why, you may ask? Right there, take a look at the top 5. Matt Kucker, 9 points behind the guy in second, who is your series points leader. 2 spots behind him, 16 points back in the series points, is your 3rd overall and currently running 4th, Derek Robinson. So in the top 4 positions are the top 3 drivers in the series points, all gunning for a hope at a championship here tonight. Wow. This is going to get interesting. Here's a look at the race summary. 171 laps complete, 1 lead change, 7 total cautions here tonight. And one more look at it, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm telling you what, these final 25 laps are going to get interesting as we now see the lights come off the pace car. Ready to go back green. Pace car will be into the pits this time by. Here we go. Dives into the pits. Cucker to take us back to the green with Rolf to the outside. Green flag flies. We're back to the race on lap 174. And there's a look at how competitive this field is going to be. These final 25 laps. Rolf looking to the inside of Cucker. Does he have anything for the 73? That is the question. As they fight hard off the fourth turn. Through the front stretch and now into 1 and 2. And Matt Rolf working the inside of Cucker. Less than 25 laps to go here in the Button Box Shop Super Series. Matt Rolf works the apron through 1 and 2. Still fights to the inside. Oh, this is going to get interesting. Robinson still behind Schaefer Jr. Cucker on the outside groove. Still holding on to the race lead, looking at 92 laps led and counting as Matt Rolf yet again working the inside of the 73. Off of the fourth turn, Robinson's going to get around Schaefer Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, your top 3 in points are now 1, 2, 3 overall in this race. If a late race caution flag comes out, it is going to be hectic. These final laps as they cross the start-finish line. The next time by, it's going to be 20 laps to go, and this is what it's all about. The week in, the week out, the testing, all comes down to these final 20 laps here at Lanier. 1, 2, 3, and actually it's a 2, 1, 3. That is your points series right here, folks. These 3 drivers, Matt Cucker needs the win. Matt Rolf is obviously wanting to win. Derek Robinson needs the win. So what is going to happen as we're getting close to the 15 to go? Cucker with 97 laps led here tonight. You couldn't cut the pressure with a knife. It is on. As Matt Rolf just settles up behind him, not going to press the issue, but this is going to allow the 8 of Robinson to come closer and reel in that 5 machine. As the next time by, it's going to be 15 laps to go here at Lanier. Ladies and gentlemen, you are witnessing history here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. Top 3 drivers gunning for a championship in this Super Late Model Series. The best, and I will state it, the best short track league on iRacing racing here tonight. Off of the fourth turn, less than 15 laps to go. Matt Cucker now into the triple digits. 101 laps led tonight. Can the upset from that domination be foiled when the number 5, if the number 5 is able to get by him, as now Matt Rolf looks to the inside through 1 and 2. Not able to get there, but he starts working him, looking to pitch him on the lap car. Mark Royer to the high side, will stay high, 3 wide coming off of 4. Whoa, did that get close in the front stretch. And Rolf still trying to work the inside of Cucker. Off the fourth turn. Robinson still back in third. Believe he's playing a little safe, hoping something's going to happen between these two guys. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Off of the fourth turn. It is 10 laps to go. 10 laps remaining in the Button Box Shop Super Series and this championship race this Thursday night. Can Matt Cucker come away with the victory over Matt Rolf? 2 Matts, 1 champion. Who's it going to be? All eyes are on these 2 cars, but do not rule out that 8 machine back behind him in third. There is a chance, a hope, that this 8 of Robinson can get by him, who started 18th here tonight in third position. and it's going to be less than 7 to go this time by. Here we go. Crossing that start-finish line, Matt Cucker. 108 laps led. Matt Rolfe looking to the outside. He had a little bit of a push. Matt's going to give some breathing room to the 73. Oh, these guys have got to be sweating bullets. It's all coming down to the final 5 laps. And ladies and gentlemen, we're getting close to the point of no return. Hashtag star disclaimer. If this one finishes under the yellow, the field will be frozen as is, and whoever finishes in that position will be there. So currently we're at 5 to go. Cross your fingers, stroke a lucky rabbit's foot. We do not want a caution flag to come out as we've got less than 4 laps remaining in the Button Bike Shop Super Series. It's going to come down to a good battle between these two guys right here. I'm not sure Robinson can climb to him at this point. 3 laps to go. The intensity builds for Matt Rolfe. Can he upset Matt Cucker's hope at a championship? The guy in second, hoping to take 2 championships away this week. The next time by, we're going to see the white flag. Matt Cucker, ladies and gentlemen, through the backstretch. Here we go. It all comes down to this. No holds barred. Caution flags are off. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go. Can Matt Cucker come away with the victory? He's working Matt Rolfe. I'm not sure he's got enough. Here we go. 2 more turns. 1 more turn. Off of turn 4. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner tonight, the 73 of Matt Cucker. Fireworks in the air here at Lanier on a job well done. 115 laps from the 73, and I'm going to say it, I think he got the championship. Matt Rolfe was where he needed to be if he couldn't win this one, so we'll have to see how this is going to play out. These points are going to come down to narrow margins. And doing a burnout already, that guy right there will pull over to victory lane, a well-deserved victory for that 73 machine in the Globalcom Team Vincier car. Matt Cucker, wow, what a show. And Matt is going to go over, Rolfe is going to go over and calculate these points, because I'm sure he's eager to find out where the cards fell after that hard-fought battle. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't say enough. I myself am sweating here on the pressure that these guys were going through tonight. Let's get us an interview here with Derek Robinson real quick. On a hard-fought night, this guy all the way from 18th came up into 3rd. And we'll bring up the top 10 results for you here, folks. Derek Robinson, what a night it was for you. We had a chance to talk to you at the beginning of the race. You said the car was a little snug, which is the way you liked it. It was opening up, and that it did. You started a little further back than you probably would have liked here tonight, but you really opened this car up. You fought all the way to the end, ended up finishing in 3rd. You were 3rd overall in points. It's probably, we'll see where it lies, but I believe that's where you're going to finish it this season out. Tell us a little bit about this championship race here tonight.
Yeah, congratulations to one of the Matts. I think Matt Rolfe is going to end up winning the championship, but congratulations to them both, 1, 2, and then, of course, Matt Coker, hopefully I said your last name correctly, won the race, and it was good. I mean, it's not much more you can ask for, right? You get top 3 in points, finish 1, 2, 3 on the night, so car was pretty good. I wish it was a little bit more snug than what it was. I thought about dropping the track bar down just prior to the race, but as you know, it's one of those things, you damned if you do, damned if you don't type deals. So, but the car was good. Made my way up there, avoided some wrecks, and like I said, got lucky. And all in all, it was a good night. T4X finished 1-3 in the points and in the race, 1-3-4 actually in the race.
Well, you came out of this season with a couple of victories here, nothing to hang your head about. I mean, you got a podium finish in the championship race. Always a hard contender, and I went out on a limb, and again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to state this. This guy that is here with me right now is the best, and I put it, the best hard charger when it comes to super late model short track racing. You will not find a driver out there that can charge the way through the field like this guy did, and he proved it true here tonight. Started 18th, finishing 3rd. Derek, do you have any thanks or shout-outs you want to give for finishing 3rd here tonight?
I do. I appreciate the kind words. Feels good when you get some acknowledgement like that. But yeah, I'd like to thank SARA for putting on the this series, the Button Box Shop, for all that they did, and all the other series sponsors. I'd like to thank you for broadcasting it. They're always fun to watch the next day. I'd like to thank my teammates as well for helping out. Joe gave me a break there at the end, and I appreciate that. He let us 3 battle it out there at the end, and that's pretty much it. So I think I would have done better in the championship. Maybe wouldn't have missed a race, which obviously having a kid affected that, but that's the way it goes sometimes. It was a great season. I learned a lot, and be back next year.
All right. Well, congratulations, Derek, on a season well done. We're looking forward to seeing you next season.
All right, thanks, bud.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got the update. I have got the update, and I tell you what, you couldn't ask for a harder fought battle tonight out of these guys on the track. And I stall for intensity here, but I'm going to bring both of these guys in because, ladies and gentlemen, this was a hard-fought battle down to the wire. All no holds barred. Matt Cucker did what he needed to do here tonight, picking up the victory. He's able to do it. Matt Rolfe, if not able to pick up the victory, needed to be in second. And ladies and gentlemen, with that saying said, your champion of the Button Box Shop Super Series tonight is going to be the number 5 of Matt Rolfe by a margin of 2 points. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have both Matts in here. I want to talk to both of these guys because these guys both are deserving of this championship tonight. They fought very hard, very well, raced each other very clean. A testament to the great racing you see at the Sim Auto Racing Association. It has been a pleasure to watch you guys race this season and to come down to the wire, the top 3 in points, running top 3 in it tonight. Matt Cucker, first, I got to talk to you and saying 115 laps here tonight. You dominated this race. You did what you had to do. You finished up front. Just so happens that the guy in the series points lead finished right behind you. Tell us a little bit about the race tonight.
Oh man, I mean tonight it was a lot of fun. I mean I knew what I had to do coming in, which was come out and win the race. And earlier on in the race, I saw Matt got sideways and we were coming up on to lap him, and I was happier, and I don't even want to say it right now. But then he rebound and come back up through, and just to see him get in my mirror, and that's when I started pushing it. I knew I had to make sure he stayed behind me so that way I could keep him from leading a lap to get another point, hoping I would make that margin even if he would finish second, but it just wasn't enough. And congrats to him, man. He drove his heart out tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And Matt, you doing what you had to do. You really, really fought hard at trying to get around the 73 machine. Both of you guys tonight had outside passes, which was always a great thing to see, another line being used here tonight. And Rolfe trying to work the outside, not going there, trying to work the inside. He was really good about blocking that inside. But you needed to be in second, obviously, to score the championship. It's your second championship this week. And it was not by an easy feat, to say the least. This guy really put it to you. He really fought with you. Robinson fought with you early on in the race. And at one point, I think we've seen you outside the top 15 in tonight's race. What does it mean to you to come away in second and get the championship here this Thursday night?
It actually means quite a bit. This is probably the hardest I've worked for a championship. I've won some other titles within SARA, but this is by far the most I had to work for it, especially here tonight with Matt running up front there in the lead. I don't know at what point he took the lead, but I just happened to look up one time and see the 73 out front. And I was like, oh man, here we go. Because I kind of knew coming into the night that if he was going to get the win and get a bunch of bonus points, that I'd have to finish second or third, depending on how it played out. After qualifying, I figured I had to finish in second if he was going to win it. And he definitely made me nervous when I saw him up there, and I was back there in 17th or whatever it was. I just about spun out. I got down the apron, and for whatever reason, it broke free. And I did spin out. Had to turn it back around. No caution came out, worked my way back up through. So I fought pretty damn hard for that one. Didn't even realize I was going to be that good to get up into second, and then I caught Matt there, and that late in the race, after 200 laps, my tires at least didn't quite have the bite on the either the bottom or the high side to get a run on him. He did what he needed to do, and held his line, got the momentum, and pulled off a good win. It was that damn close to be 2 points apart. That's one position on the track all season long, and that's impressive even for Matt. I congratulate him on second because he missed 2 weeks. Those are his 2 drop weeks, so he didn't have the benefit of having any bad races or anything like that to kind of rebound on if he needed. Like I had one that I needed to rebound on, so that's even more impressive that we were that close. And yeah, it means a lot. Congrats to him on second in the championship and definitely the win.
It was a hard-fought battle all season long, ladies and gentlemen. Again, the testament to the great racing that you find with the Sim Auto Racing Association. Matt Cucker, do you have any thanks or shout-outs? I know you probably do have some thanks and shout-outs you want to give for your victory in this championship race.
I got to thank Team Vince here. I analyze Globalcom, Kamikaze Webworks. Without them, we still wouldn't be racing week in and week out. I got to thank Trevor Edwards for the queue setup tonight. Without that, I don't think we would have had a good spot starting. So we had a race set, but I just didn't have that queue set, and thanks to him for that. That's pretty much all. I thank SARA for putting on the events week in and week out, and thanks to Digital Forge for broadcasting.
Well, congratulations on a victory championship night, doing what you got to do. Still, you come up 2 points shy. Definitely a tone has been set, setting us up for next season on a way that you're going to come out and really put on a show next season. So congratulations on your second place finish and a hard-fought battle that we've seen here tonight.
Thank you.
Well, Matt, Rolf now, talking about it, you ran, we talked about the sponsorship that you had from all your sponsors out there. You run the sponsors card tonight. You ran the Heights Pride's logo there on your car, and you're able to do them diligence. And again, April, your month to be. This is the month of Matt Rolf. That'll be 2 victories in 3 races, and top 5s amongst them all. You've done excellent this season, picking up 2 championships amongst 2 different divisions. Do you have any words that you want to say regarding the whole moment as you feel right now?
Yeah, I'm just still soaking it in. Hasn't set in yet. Like I said earlier, I just had to work really hard this season. This has probably been one of my best seasons I've ever had as far as just consistently up in the top 5, especially like we've talked about the caliber of drivers that have been in this season. Battled pretty hard with Derek all season long. He's always up there in the points. Richie Davidowitz hung around for a while. It was unfortunate he had to miss a couple races here at the end of the season because he was right there in the battle as well. Obviously, Matt Cucker fought pretty hard. We had a couple of guys that came in and stole some wins away early in the season, stuff like that. So, just a pretty good season overall. Not just for me, the league itself, the series had some great racing all season. Really impressed with the drivers that came in, week out, and put on the show. And it was a lot of fun here tonight to kind of finish it off, with multiple grooves out here on the track, really battling it out. Like you said, top 3 in points. We're all top 3 at the end of the race. No, it wasn't scripted. I know NASCAR folks like to think things are scripted up there, but we didn't script anything here tonight. Everyone was just battling that hard there for the championship. It was a ton of fun.
Definitely, and you talk about the conspiracy theorists out there, but I tell you what, when it comes to racing, let the hard chargers, let the top end points be where it's going to be, because they work their way to get there, and we got to see that here tonight. So you're going to go into the off weeks. You got any travel plans in these few off weeks before the summer season hits?
No, I'm just going to take some nights off for a change, because we run 3 divisions. Early in the season we ran 4, and then this second half of the season we've been running dirts on our off night. So it'll be nice to have a few off weeks here to do nothing at night instead of have to worry about coming out here and racing and all that. So we'll take a few off weeks to recuperate and then start game planning for the summer season. I know we'll definitely be back on Thursday nights with the super late models. Not sure what we're going to do with our other divisions yet, because that dirt is kind of looming out there, and we've got a lot of guys that are pretty interested, and it's a lot of fun. So we'll see what we're doing on the other nights, but just going to take some weeks off and get ready for the next season and see where things shake out.
Well, you finish second here tonight. You get your second championship overall in 2 wins. I gotta say this is I'm a math nerd when it comes to the different things. I know we've seen you finish 5th with the number 5, but you had 2 championship wins in 3 days. You had 2 wins in 3 races. So it's just kind of love the math when you start talking about numbers and on all that. But do you have any thanks or shout outs you want to give for all this that you've ensued here tonight and earned?
Yeah, first of all, I got to thank the T4X teammates, Joe, Derek, Clay, Daryl, Russell, and Scott. These guys have been a big help all season. Had some good input from all the drivers. Joe put together some good setups. Derek had a few good ones. I put together a few good ones, and overall we had a pretty good season as a team. So definitely a big shout out to those guys. I guess talking about the sponsor a little bit, I don't know how much we talked about earlier. I kind of forget already. Got the mind on my race still, but Big thank you to Hyde's Pride for not only coming on board for a couple races to be on the broadcast, but they've been doing this season we did a Rising Star Award, which was basically any driver that did not have any super late model wins. We took their finishes from last season in a few races, and if they gained the most spots from last season to this season, we give out some bonus money to those guys. So Hyde's Pride helped out with that. So, for example, I think Clay and Russell might have been the two here tonight that they finished back in 16th and 17th last season, and they finished 11, 12 here tonight. So they gained spots. They're going to be in the running for that money. So that's kind of cool for guys that don't have a super late model win to come in and at least have a shot to see what they can do. So big thanks to Hyde's Pride, and I know, as always, you put the sponsors up, so got to thank all the sponsors. Too many to name, but we wouldn't be here on Thursday nights here with the broadcast with you if it wasn't for those sponsors. So definitely appreciate them coming on board, not just to sponsor the league, but to support the drivers and really, make this what it is. So big thanks to all of them. And as always, thanks to you. Thanks for the broadcasting.
As always, it's been a pleasure to be able to cover some great race action. Our goal on the Digital Forge is to be able to showcase some great short track race action. It's always been a pleasure to cover the Sim Auto Racing Association, as these guys definitely putting on a heck of a show. But Matt, congratulations on a championship, well-deserved here on a hard-fought. I mean, again, I love to use that term a lot, hard-fought battle, because that's what these guys are out here like in the trenches, fighting it out in every little bit of groove. So you pick up the championship tonight. We look forward to seeing you. Go take some weeks off, get some recuperate in there, and we'll see you back in the Summer Series.
We'll definitely be doing that. We'll see you then. Thanks a lot.
Well, there you have it, folks. And again, the sponsors tonight. Go ahead and recognize them real quick before we run down the results. Charlie Kuzma and the Button Box Shop, your series sponsor for the Super Series. Check him out on Facebook, folks. Charlie Kuzma does an excellent job putting together custom button boxes at a great rate for any simulation, flight sim, race sim, any type of sim. I mean, even though they have a train simulator out there. So any sim's going to have a number of commands, keyboard usage. Charlie Kuzma can make that a lot easier for you by designing a button box and making life a lot easier in the simulation world. Tonight's sponsor, HydePride.com, the premier New England, saying that at the beginning of the race before we had to go to the grid. But HydePride.com, the premier leather provider and sheepskin provider, product provider for the whole New England region. Check them out on the web. They got some interesting things. They even make horse saddles, ladies and gentlemen. So a lot of neat things that these guys produce. So check them out on the web, HydePride.com. Got to give a shout out to Dean Satellite and Security for providing Charlie Krybeck over there, providing the pole award this year. And tonight, Tim Bills won that award. The Car Show, Bill Martin over there. He's out in Las Vegas, I believe, still on vacation. It's a show about car shows, but sponsored there as well. Dunleavy Truck and Trailer Repair, Area 52 Designs, Callaway Investments, Tuesday sponsor, longtime sponsor with the Sim Auto Racing Association. Lions International, we got to talk about them back in Iowa. All the great things that these guys do and providing vision coverage for those children in need. It was always a pleasure to be able to talk to them and hear the great things that they do. Toxic Media Solutions, JVM Racing, and Tundra Super Late Models, ladies and gentlemen, were the sponsors of this Super Series this Thursday night. Real quick, before we get to the results, here is a look at your race summary. Out of the 200 laps completed, 1 lead change was all it took. 7 cautions on the night. Definitely a lot of guys fighting it out on this track. But here is a look at the results. Matt Cucker will pick up the victory, but falls 2 points shy to the man who finishes in second, Matt Rolfe, who will take the series championship by a margin of, again, 2 points over Matt Cucker. Derek Robinson came into this race tonight 16 points back in third in the series points. He'll finish out 18th points back in third overall, and in 18, ironically. Again, I talk about numbers. Started 18th on the grid, and he finishes third tonight. So he's 18 points back in the series points, finishes third tonight. I tell you, I just love how numbers work out. Joe Schaefer Jr., hard-fought battle. This guy won here Tuesday night. He's going to finish fourth. David Krikorian, another challenger of the series. Excellent job done tonight with a top 5 finish. Derek Holzhausen, Mr. Qualifier this season, a total of 5 poles, 5 Dean Satellite Security Pole Awards. He'll finish 6th. Trevor Edwards, the guy who was dominant early on in this race, 85 laps led here tonight. He's going to finish out 7th. Ty Spearman, the partial driver in the series, loves the Irwindale track. He comes out and finishes 8th. Jeremy Adams, another Team Vincier driver, will finish 9th. Scott Dunlap picks up a top 10 finish. And Scott Dunlap, I believe, was the Heights Pride Hard Charger Award that Matt Rolfe was talking about. Excellent job done here to get a top 10 finish. Clay Snyder, the Brian Clausen, a guy that loves dirt track racing. I know he's looking forward to dirt track, but Brian Clausen, tribute car all season long. He's going to finish 11th. Russell Berry, how about this, the number 4 machine? This guy comes out and races, and he gets a top 15 finish tonight. John Lighty, the Speed Code car, he's going to finish 13th. Evan Osborne and Craig Pearson, both new drivers to the series, they come out and get a top 15 finish. Mark Royer had a top 15 or top 10 finish this season, looking really solid tonight. He's going to finish 16th. Matthew Eddy, and he's done excellent job things as well this season. He's going to finish 17th. Ty Majeski, the 3-time ARCA champion, got spun out, bumper hooked by Tim Bills there. He's going to finish 18th tonight. And right behind him is Tim Bills, the fast qualifier and the Dean Satellite and Security Pole Award winner for tonight. He's going to finish 19th. Devin Rogers, JVM Racing, he's going to finish in the top 20. And your field here tonight, the number 10 of Colin Allman, who got turned while fighting up in the top 5. He's going to finish on the shotgun of the field, 21st position. Well, it has been a great season of racing, ladies and gentlemen. It's been my pleasure to be able to bring some great super late model race action to you every Thursday night with the Semi Racing Association. Well over 12 to 15 races here. We're going to be back in about close to a month with these guys in their lovely summer series. We'll have a few events on Thursday nights leading up to that, but so you definitely want to stay tuned for that. Keep an eye out on our website, forgebroadcasting.com. You can find us on Facebook, as we love to broadcast there as well, the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. And I'm losing my words here late on this race, folks, but it has been a pleasure being able to broadcast for you, whether you got us out there on Twitch, YouTube, iRacing Live, or even Facebook Live. We do thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Thursday night. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night.